Okay, head scratchers abound. I'm the head scratcher man. Questions for the Reformed, the Tulip, the Calvinist people. To be fair, I know that not every reformer will take you to the valley of dry bones here in Ezekiel and use it as a picture of regeneration and God breathing life into the reprobate, dead, hellbound sinner, changing their heart and making them new. Not every Calvinist reformer does that. But I've heard people from the Calvinist reformer camp do that. And I just say, are they sure? Do reformers, for a lack of a nicer way to say it, do the reformers stop reading? Do they just find what they like and keep it? Now, my guess is they'll turn around and say the same thing for me, but let's go through it quickly. The Lord was upon Ezekiel, okay? He brought me out by the Spirit of the Lord, okay? So maybe he was a Spirit-led believer. Then, in the valley, he said, son, man, these bones, can they live? And of course, Ezekiel being a believer, well, you know God, right? Okay. Then he said to me, prophecy over these bones and say to them, well, here's my first conundrum. I believe that God's words are powerful. And you notice God's not doing it. He's speaking through a human. Those words come out of a human mouth and they prophecy or they speak. And notice it's prophecy. It's not speak. It's not regeneration. It's not secretive counsels or work. It's not the changing of a new heart. Then, yep, right there. This is a good verse for the Calvin tulip people. Cause breath to enter and they come to life. Now, as we go through, yep, God can create flesh and humans can't. And we go through. Then they grew, skin covered them. He said prophecy. They're, again, words. Just like when we share the gospel, it's words. And they are God's words filled with power and strength. Romans 1:16, 1:17. 1 Thessalonians 1:5 are two that are committed to memory. So I prophesied following the commands that God gave me. Oh, wait. Jesus commands believers to go and speak the gospel to all people, to all ends of the earth, proclaiming my name, okay? Just like this prophet was commanded to speak, and okay, then the life came into them, great. But after they were spoken to by God's holy word. So that's the first issue. But check this out. If you keep reading, this story is not at all about regeneration. Again, to be fair, not all reformers are going to go here because some reformers might keep reading. But those of you that don't keep reading, it's not good. Okay? You can see for yourself, read the whole chapter, but here we go. Is this not talking about a dead Israel, meaning they fall away, they continue to fall away? We could even go all the way to Jesus and say maybe it's around the time of Jesus, or maybe this is end times because they reject Jesus, right? They're cut off, they're hardened. Romans 9, 28, 32. Romans 11, the whole chapter, they're hardened because of their disobedience, because of their unbelief. They are given eyes of stupor, heart of stone. They can't believe. But God says, I made a promise to them. They are my chosen people. I will revive them. They are going to be like the valley of dry bones. They will come back strong. They will someday get my spirit also put on them and in them. I'll make them a nation. Aha. They'll no longer defile themselves. Aha. So here is, the promised line through David. And again, this sounds like end times, right? When Jesus comes back and sits on his throne and he rules, some believe, for 1,000 years. So again, this all sounds like, if you keep reading, the dry bones and prophecy, like I pointed out at the beginning, about a future Israel, not about some regenerative work. It's something much different, I believe. Now, I could be wrong, and I really just wanted to call out the reformers who take the time to say, oh, look, here's how regeneration works. This is a great, see, he must come into you and do new life. There's a lot of truth to that too. But this is not a good story to use for regeneration and, God's work creating a new human spirit that can relate to Jesus and relate to God and someday dwell in heaven forever because of its perfection and not ours, our fleshy imperfection. Head scratchers abound.